So they say there's no such thing as vampires. I call bullshit. But today we're not talking about those vampires. But I still don't doubt that those vampires exist. But anywho, the type of vampires I want to talk about, oddly though we're talking about vampires, it's not even Halloween. But surprisingly, everyone is wearing a mask still, no matter what in our life, because on a spiritual level there are such things as energetic vampires, and we are not told enough about this in our world, because we're taught to tolerate what makes us energetically settle. Understand, we are energy. Everything is made up of energy. But the thing is about energetic vampires is all they're here is to make sure that their agenda gets accomplished. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to understand the signs of an energetic vampire, the type of energetic vampires, and how to stop attracting them, and understanding why you attract them in the first place. So, beautiful beings, buckle up, because now you're going to understand that vampires really do exist. Gooch, you beautiful beings. Welcome back, Awakened Ones, on another episode on Embracing the Ascension series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. You guys, I've been in and out doing these videos, taking time to really rest. Come to the realization that I took the entire last year just to focus on others, but I never really focused on myself. So I'm going at my own pace with these videos, but I'm making sure that it's ones that we resonate with during this moment in time. And I highly believe that a lot of us are starting to awaken to the fact that there are such things as energetic vampires. And it's crazy that we call this in the spiritual community, but it's the best way to explain how there is a concept of us using one another. And it's crazy how this is the reason why we truly don't connect in society, let alone in human civilization. But in today's episode, we're going to understand how to dive into what energetic vampires are, because when you know this, you know how to set boundaries. This whole point of this ascension is to understand your power, is to understand why divine made you you, and understanding the power that you have with that divine essence. And when we don't acknowledge this, of course, it's going to be exuded from us. And we have to be aware of the power that we hold and honor it. This is the whole point of this ascension process, is to understand your sovereignty and to own that shit. But first, we got to understand how to set the boundaries. We first got to understand our worth. We first got to understand how our energy is being taken away. Once we start to congruently understand, little by little, what we stand for, what's our truth, our values, understanding our worth, emerging with our higher selves, then that's when we have to come into really learning how to stand our ground towards what is not serving our highest good, and that has to be towards people. Please understand, energetic vampires are not just strangers. They're your friends, they're your family, they're even you. So other than that, beautiful beings, if you're new to this channel, welcome. It's a huge long ass intro, but I'm glad that you're here. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brittany Fontanez. Glad to have you here. If you've been with me so far, welcome back, boo boo. On this channel, I speak about spiritual development. Also, it's Mercury retrograde. I can't talk for shit lately. Forgive me. I'm going to slur my words here. But on this channel, I speak about emotional awareness. I do guided readings for each zodiac sign, and I talk about things I feel need to be talked about because our divine right to know more than what we've been told. I am a intuitive shaman, healer, and psychic tarot reader. And boo boo, I just like to share some shit that helps me heal, because I feel it'll help other people heal too, and know that you're not alone on this journey. But other than that, beautiful beings, let's get into understanding energetic vampires. Now, I know in the beginning I was already vampires do exist. We have to understand that even though movies tell us a different concept, they kind of resonate with everything that does happen in our life, but we can't see it because it's on a subconscious energetic level, and we can't see energy. We can just feel energy because we are energy. But why this is so important to understand energetic vampires is because the more that you are committing to your ascension, to your spiritual development, because it's the whole point of why I do my channel, is to help people spiritually grow, spiritually mature, in order to merge into the intelligence that they're meant to be in this physical essence. And a lot of us don't understand that. We're meant to understand this potential that we hold underneath the surface of what makes up our limited ego self, which is hence the vessel, the physical, the flesh, boo-boo. But other than that, beautiful beings, let's dive into energetic vampires. Since we're made up of energy, we have to understand that yes, we are light, but there are opposite forces that are not of the light. So we have to be aware of this. There is spiritual warfare. There is things that we cannot see that are taking place and happening. So energetic vampires have a hidden agenda. I wouldn't say they're demons. I would consider people who are unconscious and who choose to stay asleep. Hence, keyword, choose. You have the opportunity, like suffering or happiness. You have the opportunity to be awake or to stay asleep. I'm not saying you got to be woke, but saying choosing to be self-aware and conscious so you can be aware of your own actions and make better choices. But energetic vampires are people who choose not to want to be conscious. And there's different types of energetic vampires, to the point there are some that are conscious but choose not to change. We're going to get into that. But let's start off with the signs that you know you are dealing with the energetic vampire, which would consider a person who is toxic. Now, signs of one is that you feel drained. Like they have no desire for their own awareness. So you feel drained when you're around them. They're demanding. There's a lot of conflict. They take no accountability, telling everyone their problems. That's the main key I started to realize in my life. You gotta understand, on this spiritual journey, you are a light. Yes, you do attract beautiful things to you, but you also attract opposite things to you, because it's like a moth to a flame. So you have to be aware that energetic vampires, the number one sign I've realized on my journey is that they love to talk about their problems. And you guys, this is not trying to send judgment toward people, try to gossip. This is just having a huge awareness about how to protect your energy, because no one's going to protect you. No one's going to help you. Of course, there's going to be help on this journey, but you have to be able to understand your integrity and to have the confidence to stand up for what you have to tell the world, meaning how do you express you and how do you perceive yourself to the world. So energetic vampires, you know you're dealing with one because they're never interested in solutions. Like for me, I realized on my journey, the people that I have helped, I have nothing but pure intentions to assist. But if they don't want to take the solutions I'm giving them, if they don't want to see any solutions, and there's a consistent repetitive cycle of repeating their suffering, then that is a clear sign of an energetic vampire. It's someone who only wants to take and never give. Like they say, misery loves company. Now, here's the crazy thing. Why is it that energetic vampires hold these certain characteristics? Is because here's the crazy thing. We're going to get real in depth. This is no conspiracy theories. This is for people who really feel like they resonate with this. I resonated with this when I was a kid, and I feel like it's still happening to this day. So we are part reptilian. But energetic vampires have a pure reptilian mind, which is predator or prey. What can I get? What can I get out of this? Everything is just a commodity to them. So the reason why is because you have signs, different types of energetic vampires. You have some who love to play the victim. Here's the crazy thing. Some like to play innocence, playing the victim, and some live in the shadows. Meaning by, energetic vampires like to play the victim to find a way to manipulate. Like when you watch movies about vampires and they live in the shadow, you know what's crazy is that I want to share this with you guys. They play the victim as a plead to creating conflicts so they can fill up their voids. Energetic vampires only seek toxicity because it helps them fill up their own voids that they don't know how to fill up, because since they avoid change, they need a way to fulfill them to stay stagnant. Ain't that some shit? That's some, to me though, I think that's some shit. I realized it for myself. I was an energetic vampire, so I'm just like, damn, the way how much we try to avoid change in order to stay in our stagnation and suffering is mind-blowing. So that's how you can be aware that an energetic vampire, the way their mind works, is a reptilian mind, predator or prey. What can I get out of everything in my surroundings? That's how they think. It's only about me, myself, and I. Now, the reason why is because, you know, they live in the shadows. This is why it's called a vampire period. They live in the shadows. When you're unconscious, you stay in the shadows. You don't want nothing to be seen. Why is it that people avoid change? Is because it requires them to go within the depths of their own being, what's hidden in the shadows that is causing them to stay stagnant or causing them their own suffering and consistent pain. You get what I'm saying? So you got to shine a light in order to make some change, because you can't change what you're not aware of. But energetic vampires love to live in the shadows because they don't want to see what they're ashamed of. They don't want to see the parts of themselves where they have to acknowledge that they're not perfect. Like vampires, they're narcissistic, bro. They're just like, I'm perfect, I'm flawless, I'm a masterpiece. Like Transylvania. I took my moment. I had to. I took my moment. But, and here's the crazy thing. Because of this huge denial, they suppress so much of their own reflection, of their own truth. Why do you think vampires can't see their own reflection? Because they don't want to face the truth of what they hide, and that is pure denial of their imperfections and of their unconscious ways. Hitting home with some things. Am I? If I am, hit the like button, boo boo, if you're resonating. If you're starting to see the signs of this in your own life. Now, let's get into the types of energetic vampires. And that is, like I said, you have the one who likes to play the victim, helpless, needing needing but never give, emotional support but emotionally unavailable when you need them. You know that you're dealing with an energetic vampire because one sign of them is the helpless one. They love to play the victim. They need help, but they need someone to talk to. They need to vent consistently. But when you need them, they're never there, right? So that is one sign of an energetic vampire. Now the second one is, this is a crazy one. Like I said, it's not just strangers. It could be friends or family. And that is supportive until someone depends on them. Some energetic vampires fill up their cup in the sense of their power, what they perceive as power, by making someone fall for them until the point they need them. So like, for instance, for me, I used to be an energetic vampire, like I said, and I didn't realize this until I realized my charisma. The charisma I hold draw to me people who were attracted to my charm, but until they got to know me, I started to realize that, wow, I attracted confident people until I manipulated them into depending on me. I know, very, very hard pill to swallow to realize about myself, but that is one way. A second way to know that you're dealing with the energetic vampire. Second type is that they are a supportive one until until you become dependent on them. Then they would do anything they can to make sure that you are vulnerable. Ain't that some shit? I'm going to take care of my energy. Fuck that shit. I just been through a lot of that in my life, especially when it came to family. So it's just like, it's easy to see now. When you become so aware of this, you know how to protect your heart, but in a way where you're standing your ground, not fearful, but through self-love. So now the third type of an energetic vampire is a false parental one. You know, you have those people that you look up to, those advisors, those people, those mentors. Well, an energetic vampire could be someone that you look up to. Like, for instance, I hate to bring this up, but this is the real world. We got to be honest with what's in the dark. You got sometimes priests, sometimes teachers, sometimes pastors who manipulate children into trusting into them, even with parents, you know. I've been through it myself. And I know a lot of people will have too. And, you know, they manipulate them into trusting them, and all of a sudden they get their way, and it causes just a lot of confusion. But, you know, this is one way where someone can make you trust them, as in use their authority to emotionally manipulate others to do their bidding. Now, this doesn't have to be something very, you know, intense or, you know, something traumatic, but this could also be someone who, say for instance, I work at a job where I work with this millionaire. And sometimes there are people who speak in other languages, and he uses sometimes the coworkers to do his bidding because he doesn't want to talk to these people. He makes majority of the workers to do their bidding because he avoids talking to certain people so he could just get paid. And, you know, that is one sign of an energetic vampire. Is someone that makes you want to look up to them so they can emotionally manipulate you to do what they want you to do. And a lot of parents do this too. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. You ever heard that? Oh, sweet Brittany, you know, I love you. I'm like, what do you want? What do you want, mom? And then all of a sudden they need something. Manipulators. Now, the last type of energetic vampire to be aware of is someone who is self-conscious but has no desire to further expand their awareness, lacks looking at one's own imperfections. And this is the person who always says, I know, I know, I know. But do they really know? They do know. They just choose the suffering because sometimes choosing the toxicity is more comfortable than healthy. People consider being healthy is boring. Considered, you know, healthy people or doing healthy things is boring. But an energetic vampire, their entire goal is to take from you. And on a spiritual level, little do we know, those people who are energetic vampires have signed a contract with the inorganic ones, the opposite side of the light, unconsciously, and they don't even know it. Because the more that you delve into the toxicity and don't want to become aware and expand and ascend, the more that you're really going to descend. Like they say, the more you learn, the more you earn. But when you stop learning, you end up dying. It's just like that. So it's very important to become aware of one's own imperfections. And this is how we get into how to stop attracting energetic vampires. And this is going to be a big one. This is how you're going to learn how to set boundaries, how to have discernment on who you want to surround yourself with. But how to stop attracting energetic vampires. You guys ready for this? In order to stop attracting energetic vampires, I'm not saying that you'll stop attracting negative people. What I am saying is that you won't be tempted into delving into repetitive situations rather than friendships. So this is about learning how to really honor your time, value your energy, protect what you bring to the table, and know that it deserves to be cherished and loved. And it's meant to be expressed, meaning that you want to surround yourself with people who are going to help your authentic self be expressed. Because this is how you own your sovereignty, boo, is by knowing that you're loved and needed. But you got to be surrounded by the right people, not just the right people, the people who are for you. But this is learning how to stop letting in the people who aren't for your journey. So the way to stop attracting energetic vampires is by learning to take accountability of one's own toxicity and unconsciousness. And the way to do this is by only one way: shadow work. And if you don't know what shadow work is, I highly suggest go watch my video on what The purpose of shadow work is, I know that that video is going to be so informative for you and very supportive, to the point you will actually be able to dive into untapping unlimited potential, but also being able to unlatch yourself from paradigms and limiting beliefs that aren't even yours, and let alone that have not been serving you but holding you down. So I highly suggest go watch that video. But the way to stop attracting energetic vampires is being aware of one's own toxicity. Like they say, like attracts like. You cannot attract what you are already are. Did that make any fucking sense? To me, it didn't. But you attract what you are. So you gotta be aware of, why do you attract people that drink? Why do you attract people that smoke? Why do you attract people that gossip? Why do you attract people who aren't ready for relationships? Why do you attract people who are emotionally unavailable? Because little do you know, switch it all around, you are these things. And you gotta be honest with self. You can't keep blaming others. This is what people do. Energetic vampires really come into your life to teach you a very valuable lesson, a karmic lesson at that. This is why I say your family members, your friends, even lovers can be energetic vampires, because you were here to clear out past karma and to learn lessons, to gain more awareness and higher level of consciousness, so we can raise our heart frequency and stop living through the ego, which is of the mind, which is not here to help us ascend. It's only here to keep us in the state of descension. So the way to stop attracting energetic vampires is by take accountability for the role you play in as a reflection to why you're attracting energetic vampires. What is the reflection, So, those are the signs and the types of energetic vampires and the reasonings why they think the way that they do, and the agendas that they have behind why they want to take your energy. You have to understand you are a light, and most people are unconscious to the bidding that they're holding towards taking from you. Like they say, misery loves company. We're here to shine a light, to bring out all the darkness that's in the shadows, that's keeping us in a state of denial and suppression and sadness of what is not serving our planet and ourselves. So just know, the way to stop attracting energetic vampires is by being aware of one's own denials. And that is the hugest shadow we have to face. But shadow work is the way to go. It may be intense, but when it comes to doing the inner work, you allow light to be shined on you. And the more light that you allow yourself to download and activate, the more you literally will learn how to not need any of these substances or any of these physical ailments that keep you in the stagnation, that keep you attracting people who are not in your favor. But please understand, take responsibility when you implement these steps and this awareness, because little do you know, this is causing you to mature and learning how to teaching you how to learn to detach from what no longer serves you. The whole point of this ascension process is to learn the lessons that no longer bog you down. We're not here to hold on to things. We're here to let go and learn how powerful we are without needing anything but ourselves. So other than that, beautiful beings, I really hope that this video has helped you understand what energetic vampires are, and learning how to gain discernment and standing your ground and not allowing things to take your energy, your precious energy that is your life force. So be very cautious with this, because this is really just teaching you how to level up and be ready to allow in the people who are meant to be on your journey. And just know, when you go through this process, there is going to be people you have to let go of, and it's going to be tough, and it's going to be people that you love so dearly. But understand that you're a spiritual being, and those people are always within your heart, and they're a soul just like you. They are never going to go anywhere. Don't let the flesh fool you, but know that your journey is calling you to own the power that would never be seen before on this planet. So just know, energetic vampires are in your life to teach you valuable lessons, to understand your worth. So other than that, you beautiful beings, I really hope this helps. And if it did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and well, don't forget to hit that notification button so you won't miss out on any videos, boo boo. I like to see your face, you know what I mean? But other than that, boos, I'll see you on the next one, and always love.